Hello students, I am Narsimlu, commerce teacher. Today I am going to teach you CEC first year accountancy, unit 1, chapter 3, topic classification of accounts, types of accounts, classification of accounts or types of accounts. So in this video I will explain the concept of a classification of accounts. Dear students, it is very important video for you because if you understand the types of accounts and their principles, then only you will able to understand the entire accounting system. If you are failed to understand the types of accounts and their debit and credit rules, you won't understand the accounting procedure, the accounting system. So here you need to pay a lot of attention in understanding the types of accounts and their rules of debit and credit. And one more point is that, so in the annual examination, sometimes you may get a question for 5 marks from this topic as explain the types of accounts or explain the types of accounts along with their debit and credit principle. So like that the question will come in the annual examination for 5 marks. Okay, let's start. Students, you observe here this question may come like types of accounts and the debit and credit principle explain with examples. So means here explain the types of accounts and their debit and credit principles with examples. So like this the question will come in the annual examinations. Now answer you can go to write whatever I will explain in this video. Okay, now see here there are 3 types of accounts in accounting. Dear students, how many types of accounts are there? 3 types of accounts. 1 personal account, 2 real account, 3 nominal account. So how many accounts are there? 3 types of accounts. What are they? Personal account, real account and nominal account. Now we can go to understand one by one. See, when we talk about personal account, what is personal account? It is related to the names of persons, banks, companies or institutions. So personal account means nothing but it is related to names of persons or banks or institutions or companies. So whenever you find the name of a person or institution or bank or company, then you can treat it as a personal account. And examples: Rama, here Rama, SBI Bank account, ABC company account or XYZ institution, etc. So all these are the names of organizations or the name of a person. Okay, so here let me ask you a question. What is personal account? Yes, personal account means it is related to the names of persons, banks or companies or institutions. What are the examples? Rama, name of a person, SBI Bank, name of a bank, ABC company, name of the company, XYZ institution, name of the institution. Okay, now the principle of personal account. What is the principle of personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Here principle of personal account: debit the receiver, credit the giver. Answer to my question, children. What is the personal account principle? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Very good. Now come to second account. Second account is that real account. What is real account? It is related to cash and all assets. What is real account? It is related to cash and all assets. So real account generally deals with cash and all assets. So here cash means the money which we use in the business activities. And come to all assets. What does it mean? All assets means here all assets, whatever the assets we use in the business or comes under real account. Example, cash, that is money, buildings, machinery, stock, debtors, bills receivable and investment, etc. So all these are the examples for real account. Okay, students, here real account principle. Real account principle is that debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Debit what comes in, credit was what goes out. So students, let me ask you few questions. You have to answer them. What is real account? Yes, it is related to cash and all assets. What are the examples for real account? Cash, buildings, machinery, stock, debtors, bills receivable and investment, etc. And what is the principle of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Very good. Now come to last and final account, that is nominal account. So what is nominal account? It is related to incomes and expenses or gains and losses or revenues and costs. So nominal account is related to incomes and expenses or gains and losses or revenues and costs, or we can also say it is related to income, gains, revenues and losses, expenses and costs. Like that also we can go to tell about it. So next, examples for nominal account. What are the nominal account examples here? Rent received, interest paid, salary paid to employees, telephone bill paid, etc. All these are nominal account incomes and expenses examples. Okay. Now nominal account principle. Debit the expenses, losses and costs. Debit the expenses, losses and costs. And credit the incomes, revenues and gains. Credit the incomes, revenues and gains. Let me ask you some questions to you students. You have to answer them. What is nominal account? It is related to income and expenses or gains and losses or revenues and expenses. What are the examples for nominal account? Rent received, it is income. Interest paid, salary paid, telephone bill paid, etc. So all these are the examples for nominal account. What is the nominal account principle? Debit the expenses, losses, costs, and credit the incomes, revenues and gains. Students, here these three principles are very important for you to understand the accounting system. If you are unable to remember understand these principles, you can't learn the accounting. So better you have to understand all these three types of accounts and their principles. Let me ask you the principles of each account. You have to answer them. What is the principle of personal account? Yes, principle of personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Very good. What is the real account principle? Yes, real account principle is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Very good. What is the nominal account principle? Debit the expenses, losses, costs, credit the incomes, revenues and gains. Okay, like this you have to write the answer for 5 marks question which will come in the annual examination. May or may not come, but if it will be in the annual examination, you have to answer it. Okay, now I hope you understood types of accounts and their debit and credit rules. Okay students, thank you for watching this video.